Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at UFC Fight Night Baku. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree. I'm going to be taking you through the entire card, starting with the prelim all the way to the main event. I won't take up any more of your time. Let's get right into it. First up, we've got Mohammed Usman versus Hamdi Abdelwahab. I don't rate Mo Usman that highly. I think he had potential if he'd started a little bit younger. I think it's a little bit of a late foray. A little bit of a late foray. Hope I'm using that right. Into MMA for him. It would have rhymed if I'd said it correctly. I think it's a bit late for him, a bit of a late start for him. I think he's done really well with a late start, but I don't think he gets much further than this. He's pushing 40. I know Hamdi Abdelwahab is not much younger. It's like 4 or 5 years younger, and they're in heavyweight, so it doesn't play that much of a factor. But Mo Usman's biggest issue is that he gets tired. I know that's an issue at heavyweight anyway, is that everyone gets tired, but Mo Usman gets particularly tired, like catatonically tired, after he exerts himself for a little while. So I think a strong round one from Mo Usman, and then Hamdi Abdelwahab just kind of controls and picks him apart for the remaining 2 rounds and kind of steals the win from him, which would be unfortunate for Mo, but hey ho, there you go, Mo. On to the next one. We've got Tagia Ulanbekov versus Azat Maksum. Azat Maksum. My apologies. We're going to be going with Tagia Ulanbekov. I think he's ever so slightly better, but again, I do think this fight goes to a decision. So just like Hamdi Abdelwahab picking apart Mo Usman in round 1 and 2 for round 2 and 3 for a decision, it's going to be a similar one for Ulanbekov. I think these guys can both grapple, but I don't think we're going to see much of it. It's just going to be to kind of reset position and change pace. There's not going to be, I don't think there's going to be too much commitment to the grappling unless one finds out the other is severely deficient in it. So I think it's going to be mostly a stand-up affair. It's going to be a points match. Might even be kind of akin to a sparring match because neither guy wants to commit fully. But yeah, so I think Ulanbekov kind of wins by a decision. Just kind of outpoints Maxim. So yeah, we're going to go with Ulanbekov by decision. Next up, we're getting into the difficult names now. Irina Alekseeva versus Claudia Sagula. Nailed it. We're going to be going with Alekseeva. Again, I think she's just slightly better. It's the women's divisions, so it's kind of harder to gauge people's level because sometimes they'll just have a gaping flaw in their game, and it gets exploited, and you're like, well, I've never seen that before, you know. So yeah, but we're going with Alekseeva. I think she is better. Better challenges in the UFC so far, but I do think again it goes to a decision, another boring decision. I'd say normally they put these fights at the start of the card, so I can say you can just miss them, but this one's like 3 fights in, so you know you could take a break, you could go get yourself a sandwich, maybe put something in the oven. You know, this fight isn't too important. We're going to go with Alekseeva by decision. On to the next one. Another difficult name. Next up, a difficult name. Daria Zelenzinjakova versus Melissa Mullins. A nice and easy name. If you know this channel, if you've been watching for a while, you know we're biased and you know who we're picking. We're picking Melissa Mullins. I'm thinking another decision. Unfortunately, a Melissa Mullins decision. I do think she's better. I do think she's fought a better caliber of opponent inside the UFC. That's a good way of saying that. I should have remembered that for the previous fights when I was trying to say the same thing. Yeah, I just think Melissa Mullins has had a better quality of opponent so far in her career, and I do think, although she got slightly shorter, a slightly shorter reach, I don't think it matters too much, and I think she gets the job done. But I do think it's going to go to another decision, unfortunately. So Melissa Mullins by decision over Daria Zelenzianyakova. Hope I said that right. Just being brave, trying to say it again. Next up, we've got Ishmael Nuradayev versus Jun-Young Park. We're going to be going with Park. I think Jun-Young Park by knockout in the first round, first 30 seconds, instantly. And the fight starts and Jun-Young Park teleports over there and just decks him. No, we're going to be going with Park. I think he's better again. I think he's better in the stand-up and in the grappling. I think he's going to start off with a pretty dominant performance in the stand-up. He's going to get clipped a little bit, but he's happy to give to get. He's happy to take a shot to land a shot back. And I think it's going to start, the damage will accumulate on Ishmael. And then Park's going to look to take him down and get a submission, because I don't think he's going to be able to just chin him outright, as much as that would be excellent. I think he's going to have to work and break him down. He's a tough opponent. So we're going to go with Jun Young Park by submission. Next up, we've got Sakai & Co. versus Oban Elliott. If you know the channel, as I said before, we're biased. We're going with Oban Elliott. I'm liking an Oban Elliott knockout. Co likes to keep his hands low. It's been exploited before. He still has that same weakness. He's just gotten a bit faster, tamed his reflexes a bit more, but his hands still remain low when he's trading. And I think Oban Elliott can definitely exploit that and land a shot and get a knockout. So we're going Oban Elliott by knockout. It's taken a while, but we're finally getting to some finishes. Next up, we've got Muhammad Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. I'm going to be going with Bogdan Grad. It's going to be a close fight. It's going to be a tough fight. But I think Bogdan Grad probably wins the firefight, to be honest. I know a lot of people are going to be picking Naimov. Don't blame you. Bit of a unit. Built like a unit. Built like he's maybe on roids or something. He's a pretty impressive dude. But we're going to be going with Bogdan Grad to get the win over him. I think speed is going to be a factor over the strength and the endurance of Naimov. I think Bogdan Grad's just going to kind of play to the strengths and try and stay on the outside and pick apart the guy. And I do think he is the underdog. Should we check? Probably be a fair underdog. Slight underdog. Slight underdog. What does Tapology think? Naimov thinks... Okay. Tapology thinks Naimov by a knockout. I'm thinking the opposite. So I'm going to go Bogdan Grad by knockout. As the underdog, I do believe. Next up, we've got Nazim Sadikov versus Nicholas Motta. We'll go with Nazim. It's going to be pretty one-sided. Do we see a finish? Potentially. So we're going to be going with Nazim Sadikov over Nicholas Motta. I think he's just going to be outclassing him in the stand-up. I don't think it's going to be much of a fair fight, to be honest. I think there's going to be levels in difference in the stand-up. So yeah, we're going to be going with Sadikov. We'll go with the Sadikov decision over Nicholas Motta. Motta's kind of hard to finish. I could see the knockout happening, though. I really could see the knockout happening in the later rounds, maybe late round 2. Yeah, fuck it. We'll go with Nazim Sadikov by a round 2 knockout. On to the next one. We've got Mutebek Orobay versus Tofik Musayev. We're going to be going with Orobay. I'm a fan of Orobay. I think he gets it done. I think he's going to be heavy with the grappling, big, loopy, uncontrolled, damaging shots. And I think he probably gets it done. I think probably has the ground game and the stand-up to kind of win this one handily. So we're going to go with Mutebek Orobay. I'm thinking an Orobay submission, maybe an Orobay TKO. Yeah, we're going to go Orobay by... We'll go with an Orobay submission. On to the next one. We've got Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. Bit of a tall order for Kuniev. Fighting Curtis Blades, probably like 3rd or 4th best. He's ranked 5th, but in my opinion, 3rd or 4th best. I think Curtis Blades probably has to go with John Jones, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to be going with Curtis Blades over Kuniev. I think it's a tall order for him. I think Blades is really good. He's only lost to Aspinall and like Pavlovich in recent times, and they're pretty good heavyweights. They're like the better end of the heavyweights. So I'd put him at like 3rd or 4th best in the division. And I think it's too much for Kuniev too soon. So yeah, we're going to be going with Curtis Blades. I'm thinking a Curtis Blades knockout. To be honest, I think he absolutely demolishes Kuniev. On to the next one. Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. I'm liking Fiziev for the knockout. I'm going to be honest. I'm liking Fiziev for the knockout. Yeah, we're going to go Rafael Fiziev by a knockout. I can just see it happening, to be honest. I think he's just better in the stand-up, and I don't think the grappling's going to come into play. So it's just going to be him hunting Bahamondes down and landing more and more shots as the fight goes on. So yeah, I'm going to go with Fiziev by knockout over Ignacio Bahamondes. On to the next one, the big one, the main event, the one you've all been waiting for, Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree. Tough one to call, honestly. Jamal Hill's very limited in his game set, in his move set, if you will, very limited. But he's not terrible at the things he does. He's just so unrefined. Another guy who joined the sport later and had a career elsewhere and came and joined the sport later on. And he's done really well. He has done well. And he's gotten pretty far off being a tough guy with some power. Khalil Rountree is an absolute unit, an endurance machine. He put on a hell of a fight after getting absolutely battered by Alex Pereira. Jamal Hill also fought Alex Pereira, got chinned. Khalil Rountree also got finished by Pereira, but it took Pereira absolutely breaking Khalil down. Like the state of Khalil after that fight, like it took the complete annihilation of Khalil Rountree for him to finally give up and lose that fight and finally be finished. Whereas Jamal Hill just kind of got bopped and it was over. And that's kind of the difference, is that Khalil Rountree isn't going to give you an easy opening. Khalil Rountree you're going to have to break him down to land the shots that'll finish him. Whereas Jamal Hill is unrefined, and you're going to be able to find those mistakes, and you're going to see those mistakes a lot easier. And it's just that he's athletic and he's strong, so he's able to counteract his lack of skill or his lack of refinement. So I think Khalil Rountree probably wins it. I could see Khalil knocking him out, to be honest with you. I could see body shots being a huge part of this fight. Khalil's slightly shorter, and it hasn't got as much reach as Hill. But I could see like the body shots, the body kicks, and the body shots really adding up. And I could even see Hill being finished with some sort of liver shot during the fight. Just Rountree's kicks are ruthless as well. So yeah, we're going to go with Khalil Rountree. I'm thinking a Khalil Rountree knockout, to be honest with you. I feel for Jamal. I think he's going to do, as the fight goes on, he's going to do worse, because more and more holes in his game are going to be exposed by the very technical and very precise Muay Thai of Khalil Rountree. So unfortunately for Jamal Hill, we're going to be picking Khalil Rountree. I'm a Jamal Hill fan. I like his attitude. Like I say, he's a guy who comes from another sport, and he's kind of getting by on just being a tough dude with some power, and that's respectable. But yeah, I think Khalil Rountree is just going to completely outskill him. It's not going to be much of a contest for Khalil. It's going to take him longer to take down Jamal than for Pereira to do it, but that's just because of the physicality difference. So yeah, I'm going to go with Khalil Rountree, probably by knockout. And I'm going to say look for the body shots. I could see it being a body shot like TKO. But thank you very much for watching. That is the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please consider leaving me a like. Maybe subscribe for more. I'm pretty on point with these picks as of recent. I'm only getting two fights wrong with cards. Maybe one to no contest or something. So, I'm doing pretty well on the picks, so subscribe. You might win yourself some pennies. But until next time, keep your chin down and keep swinging. Peace and love. I'll see you around.